This is Akila. I'm on location in Greenville, North Carolina. I'm with Daniel Blunt of Blunt Photography. Mr. Blunt is a veteran photographer. He's been in the business for years. Join me now as I have an interview conversation with Mr. Blunt concerning the importance of lighting and photography. How well do these two work together? What is intimate photography? And can you do that without lighting? Join me now as we find out together. Come on. Thank you, Mr. Blunt, for taking time out of your busy schedule for me to do this piece. I really do appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
Now tell me, who is Daniel Blunt?
Daniel Blunt is a gentleman that loves photographer, eat and sleep photographer with over 30 some years in the photographer field. I still find it very exciting. I still love the point of the challenge in the photography world. I love thinking outside of the box.
Becoming a professional photographer, was it something that was in the makings? Did you know that you wanted to be a photographer, or did the opportunity just fall into your lap?
At an early age, I was a very good artist. I used to watch a elder black gentleman that used to come around and photograph the carnival, and that's how he made his living. I knew at an early age, if you actually go back and look at my yearbook, you'll see where it says I want to be a photographer and a baseball player.
Really?
I had the opportunity to do both.
Now let's talk about lighting.
Okay?
How important is lighting to you when you're doing a photography session?
Lighting is very important. Lighting is everything. There's many form of fashion that you have to look for when you're doing your lighting. In today's computer world, the computer can also enhance you. We have natural lighting, bulb lighting, umbrellas. Myself, personally, I love the umbrellas. The umbrellas lights are very soft and unique. That lighting is also what you call even tone, all the way across. You got to know your space that you are working with as well. It's important to know your equipment as well when you're talking about lighting. Do you realize that I can actually look at you, photograph you, and look into your eyes and tell whether that photographer used one light, two lights, three lights?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're called catch lights.
When setting up a scene, a lighting scene, what kind of thoughts are racing through your head?
Whether I is going to be using a one light setup, two light setup, three light setup, backdrop light, hair light. There's many things that is what I'm going to be using to get the subject the way that I want. I think the best way to do any of this is to keep it as simple as possible.
What is your favorite style of lighting?
My favorite style of lighting would be what we call soft lighting, or bulb lighting is my favorite. Where there's no umbrella, you actually just take the light itself. You can bounce off in the wall, you can bounce off in the floor, you can bounce off in the ceiling. That is my favorite. I've created my own lights.
You know, that was going to be one of my questions. Have you ever created your own lighting instruments?
Oh, yeah.
So you have.
Yeah, you can create your own light.
Great.
You can use cloth, you can use salt pots, reflectors. There's many things you can use to create your own light. Yeah, we have a little technique that we can actually do with our hands as well. And I can actually see the lighting on your face, especially outside at a 45-degree angle. You know, you take a couple steps. People usually take the light meter, and the first thing they do is between the nose and the eyes. But it's always a great idea to meter the sky first, and then meter your subject.
Now, here's a question that I don't know the correct terminology for it, but intimate photography. Is there such a thing? Or, you know, I just made it up because it sounds good, but is there such a thing as intimate photography, and can you do it without the lights or with less lighting?
You can always photograph with less light. Believe it or not, you can actually photograph with a flashlight. You only need that much light to make it work. What are you trying to accomplish? You always got to keep in mind, what are you trying to accomplish? When it comes to photographing, especially lighting or whatever, it also helps you, just like you're creative. The different moods that you're trying to get the subject into. So you have to create that mood as well. What are you doing? What it's doing with your lighting? Where you have to bring some things along to enhance the lighting that you are trying to get. Side lighting, front lighting, all of those. It can go on and on and on. It's what you are trying to accomplish. It's what makes you different. After years of experience, trust me, you can read body language on people, you know. So it's like the bride that mom said, stick with tradition more than creativity. So then I've got to swing that pendulum that way where I stay tradition there more than creativity, you know. So there's many things and many characteristics that you're dealing with.
Mr. Blunt, in closing,
Yes.
what advice would you give someone who's chosen the career path of a photographer or a videographer in lighting? What advice would you give them?
I keep hearing you talk about lighting. Lighting is very important. If you got the light down, pretty much you have it packed. But that's only one part of it.
Okay.
You got to have the personality. You got to have the confidence. If I was just starting out there again, I would spend so much time in this day and time online that it doesn't cost me anything but my time. You got to realize as well too, at the top of the list, you have to get paid for your time. It's like an investment. You have to let your client know that you are investing in them and you are giving them an investment. My point as an elder person to a young, energetic person is if you're going to walk the walk and talk the talk, do it. Be open, be kind, be nice, all of the above, but handle your business at the end of the day. You're not doing this, you didn't invest into these things to give this away.
Thank you, Mr. Blunt, again for taking time out for me to do this piece again. And your wisdom, your expertise, and your professional advice is always appreciated.
You're more than welcome, young lady.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you. And we have to do this again as well.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
On location at Blunt Photography here in Greenville, North Carolina, I'm Akila. I'll see you the next time.